Victory for your boys out there just then, and a tough loss for you earlier in the day, but you seem to have rebounded from the narrow loss and performed well against Tahiti in that game. A big win.
Yeah, went all right. Just a bit unlucky in the first game. Just didn't start off well, and just couldn't peg back the points in sevens. Guys down.
I know you guys worked very hard in that second half to achieve parity with Tonga. Just missed a couple of conversions, which probably hurt you in that game.
Yeah, minutes with a couple of stupid that cost us. Yeah.
Well, it's a great day for sevens, mate. Lovely weather. The pitch looks in good shape.
It is pretty good, fast track. Good for our boys to show off their speed. Just a bit cold for us though. Yeah, I think it's a bit warm for you guys.
It's just fine for me, mate. All right, Doug, thanks for your time, mate. All the best for the future.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much to Tony Lewis down there on the sidelines and the skipper of the PNG side, who were victorious over Tahiti in pretty convincing fashion, 47 points to 0. Pat McCutcheon, it's been a great afternoon of seven rugby so far.
Yeah, it's been beautiful. I'd like to comment on what Douglas has said. It's a little bit cold for the PNG boys. I was thinking it's probably one of the most gorgeous days Sydney's had during the winter. It's 22 degrees out here at North Sydney Oval.
It's an absolute cracker out here, and they're chilly. There you go. Says a lot about the PNG weather, doesn't it?
I'd love to live up in the tropics. It'd be beautiful. Sunny all day, a little bit of a lightning storm in the afternoon. Perfect.
And, mate, perfect conditions for a bit of footy as well.
So we've got Samoa coming up against the Cook Islands now in the first match of the winners v winners.
Yeah, semi-final time here in the Oceania Rugby Sevens. And the Samoans were very impressive in their first up match today.
Yeah, I thought the defence of the Samoans was probably the highlight of their package. They moved up as a team, and they kept very tight and made teams sort of really shift the ball and move them around. And I think that was the most impressive part of Samoa's attack.
Having played the game of sevens, Pat, you'd know a little bit more about the patterns and things, defensive patterns in particular. What sort of style of defence do you reckon that Samoa used in that first game?
Look, they have a pressed style defence. They're not as loose as some other teams. You see teams like Fiji, which are obviously big guys and quite athletic, and they can individually knock you around. But these guys here had a really tight defence where they weren't too spread out, and they made teams sort of really shift the ball and move around them. And you watch guys sort of move up in the centre field, which sort of cuts off that backwards pass. And I think if you're the team playing this, you'd obviously go into contact and create an offside line and make them backpedal a little bit, so they have to do a little bit more work. But it'll be interesting to see how the Cook Islands handle this.
Yeah, the Cook Islands were certainly impressive earlier on as well. They definitely know how to throw the ball around.
Yeah, I thought they were really impressive. They played a harder game out there, and I think they were one of the most physical games this morning, the Cook Islands.
Captain. And we're expecting a physical game here in the first of the semi-finals here at the Oceania Rugby Sevens. We're underway. Nice short kickoff from Samoa, beautifully taken in the air. Straight away, Samoa on the attack. Out to number 7, Robert Leo Limaiva.
Geez, that'd have to be the quickest try of the tournament. That'd be within 5 seconds.
5 seconds in. It was an athletic take, AFL style, above the Cook Islands players in the kickoff, and then just shifted it to the right, and try time straight away to Samoa. Great try.
Yeah, they'd have to be really happy with that. I think that's one of the real advantages of kicking off at the beginning of the game. You put an opposition team right in their half. Obviously, if you can pull that ball back like that, you're attacking in the opposition half straight away. So that's a perfect start for Samoa.
Very impressive stuff. The conversion unsuccessful there from Tupou, but really, that short kickoff, it's an attacking weapon, isn't it, in sevens rugby?
Yeah, it's obviously you kick short and you retain it, or you kick long and pressure them in their own 22 and look for the turnover. Samoa, these guys, look at this. Second time in a row. Perfect in the air.
Gee, there'd be some AFL scouts looking around at these sorts of players and thinking, gee, that's talent right there. But it's fantastic to see the aerial skills of the Samoans as they've got some space on the left now. Numbers out wide. All they do is straighten and oh, that's a heavy high tackle, but he shuffles around it, Aono, and will put the ball down.
You didn't see foot on the line?
No, foot was inside the line.
Foot was definitely inside? Okay, time back on.
Oh, well, almost stepped over the dead ball line. That would have been a cardinal sin in sevens.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks.
That's after the captain too, so he probably never licked that one down.
Had a chat.
But yeah, he checked with the touch judge and he was all cool.
After the captain scores for Samoa, it's 10-0 after about 2 minutes of this first half of the semi-final. And an easy conversion there for Tupou. 12-0, and the Samoan fans very happy watching on there. All got their flags out.
We'll see if Lolo, the Samoan, can make it 3 from 3 in the conversion, the restarts here. Very, very good at it, under the high ball.
He's a big unit. That didn't quite go 10.
Ball down.
So
Middle.
a let off for Cook Islands, and now they finally get the ball in hand.
Middle. Middle.
Trying to work out what they're going to do with it. The Cook Islanders. Bit of footwork, but immediately pressured by the Samoan defence and knocked on.
Yeah, I think that was a set move by the Cook Islands. It's just the push defence by the Samoans sort of shut it off really early, and they couldn't get that final pass away.
That Samoan defensive line just
Okay.
really takes the space straight away from the Cook Islanders, and it's hard to play against.
Crouch.
Yeah, centre field scrums also good tackling positions.
Touch.
You can see Samoans just all line up on the one side.
Engage.
Find a lot of teams do the split.
What do you find works better, or is it just a case-by-case basis?
Case by case, but you know, hopefully they've got a plan and they're taking that forward. As long as everybody's on the same page, I think.
Well, Samoa right now looking all on the same page as the ball comes out wide to Asifa Matala. He's brought down about 30 out. Now they're using the width of the field. The Samoans. Bit of space. Good defence, though, from Cook Islands. Big, long pass. They can pass almost as far as they can kick the balls, these Samoan players. And there's Afara. No, that's Asifa Matala. He will score. Another try to Samoa.
Yeah, the only downfall of throwing a big long pass like that, ball's in the air for a long time and allows the defence sort of to slide rather than, you know, obviously putting it through the hands, straightening, drawing the defender and shifting it again to space. But, you know, the Samoans, they're good football players and they make it happen. They make it work.
And they certainly did just then. I think one of the key things about rugby is, you know, you want to throw that pass, you want to support the man as well. So pass and follow, pass and follow. The Samoans are doing that pretty well. Always got to back up. And Samoa are leading 17 points to 0 over the Cook Islands in this first semi-final at the Oceania Rugby Sevens.
These kickoffs are exceptional. They're going only 11, 12 metres. He's pulled it short.
Oh, knocked on, though, from the Cook Islands, so the Samoans will get the ball back again. Sensational kickoffs, as you say, Pat.
Yeah, it's definitely a real art to be able to put the ball up in the air, only 10 metres, and make it land straight away.
Tulolo brought down on the 22. And now it's Lilo Maiva looking for options. Decides to go himself and met heavily in midfield by the Cook Islands, ripped free. So now a chance for the Cook Islands to play the ball.
Roll off two.
Gee, there's some big defence there from Samoa. Knocked forward though. Big defence, isn't it?
Yeah, the boys are really aiming up there. As I was saying before, though, you know, they play a narrow defensive that really pushes up strong. So they try and force you to go around them, but then they push up and they whack you. So you know, I think that's something special about the defence.
Watching binds here.
You would have played against a few of these guys in this Samoan side. They're world-class footballers.
Oh, they're unbelievable. They're big, they're fast, and their agility is amazing. Usually, the bigger they get, the slower they get, but not necessarily the case for the Samoans.
Well, they've, of course, already qualified for the Rugby World Cup in 2013. Oh, knocked on. Just had a look. pretty sure that hit him in the face as well.
Yeah, no, he'd obviously be disappointed that
Must come
mistakes like
forward,
that in the own 22
spin
will
on
really
the spot.
cost you.
Yeah, Koyatu, the skipper, just had a look. His eyes lit up. He saw the space in front of him and the ball just slipped through his hands.
Touch.
So now Samoa
Pause.
in an extremely good attacking position. Halftime hooter sounds. Oh, just basic skills there, letting the Samoans down. Now Cook Islands
Advantage,
with a
offside.
chance to counter-attack from on their own line.
No advantage.
They earned the penalty for offside.
Maxia.
Yeah, 19-0 down in the only 5-metre line. I'm not sure what you're going to do with this. Length of the field.
Yeah, length of the field try here. Let's see if they can do it. They're going to have a crack. The skipper goes himself. Koyatu. And geez, met heavily.
Lower.
It's a high shot from Samoa. And the man's not getting up either. It's the skipper, Koyatu.
Wait. Do you want to play 6?
Time off.
Come off.
So it's still just
what
in
do you mean?
extra time here in
Oh, okay.
before half time. So they'll have another chance to play it out. Cook Islands, he was met heavily there in midfield.
Yeah, he was met by 2 or 3 blokes there. The referee said he got him a bit high.
He
but
does have blood in his mouth, so you can do a blood bin and he'd be entitled to return.
There we go. You hear it from the referee's mouth. Could be a blood bin here for the Cook Islands.
I think that's least of his concerns at the moment. I think he needs to sort of make sure he's on the same wavelength here and get back to his 2 feet.
Yeah. He doesn't look in a good way. They've put the hands on the chest. So it looks like they might be bringing out the stretcher. No, he's rolled over onto his side. Great pictures here from Club Rugby TV, getting right into the thick of it.
As I said, so he's got blood. He can go off and then come back on. Have you got a replacement for him?
Yeah, please, me.
Yep. Okay.
And he's back to his feet, the skipper.
Bib.
Koyatu. And replacing him, Tere Tua.
Yeah.
So the Cook Islands, what can they do with this in the shadows of half time? I need to score some points before half time to be competitive. Oh, met heavily again.
Maul!
Ripped away by Samoa though. And now the Samoans spinning it to the left. Great skills. Good defence though from the Cook Islands also.
Yeah, Samoa's got a real knack of keeping the ball alive there. You know, whether it's a pop pass or a little flick ball back up.
Great work, great footwork there from Tulolo, from Samoa. And they will score before half time. That's fantastic work from Samoa.
Yeah, I think going into the second half, they'll be up 26-0. It's going to be definitely really hard to catch up.
They're a class above this Samoan side. As we wait for the halftime whistle. 26 points to 0 to Samoa. What have you noticed, Pat, that the Cook Islands side just needs to do in this second half?
Well, I think they're trying to run, obviously, quite direct lines into Samoa, but you saw there that the captain's just got a bit of a touch-up, so, I don't think that's necessarily going to work for them. I think it's the right idea, but you probably need to go in with numbers and a bit better body shape, so you can, obviously suck the defence in wide by having quick, fast, direct ball, and then being able to play to your width and play to your speeds to the outside. But they look a little bit lost for direction actually at the moment.
Samoan side just using their physicality to rough up the Cook Islands as well.
Yeah.
They looked a bit ruffled. There's some big lads in that Samoan side.
15 minutes, so
Yeah, definitely. Look, you even see there in the breakdown.
As long as the sevens game ever goes for.
Pushing the Cook Islands off the ball, ripping it out of their hands. there's just a physical. They've got a bit of mongrel in the pack, which is you know, also handy in sevens. It's not all about speed.
Few people enjoying the time out on the water here in Sydney. It's a beautiful afternoon.
I think that's just Tony Lewis sailing across from Double Bay, isn't it?
Yes, he's on his 18-foot skiff. Nice breeze, a nice zephyr blowing.
Big Tone would have to be a solo when he's spurt. He does a great job up here. He's a good, valuable asset to the team.
We love him here on Club Rugby TV. You'll hear a bit more of him a little bit later. Great pictures, though, from Club Rugby TV here at the IRB Oceania Rugby Sevens at North Sydney Oval. Good crowd out here. A few kids on the hill. The Doug Walters stand. And we're underway in this second half. And straight away, it's that man Lolo taking the kick off. They've got to stop kicking it to him, I think, the Cook Islanders.
Yeah, he's you know, he's unbelievable under the restart, but he's actually stayed on the ground after catching that last one. So
great speed here from Samoa. He's just set up, and he'll wander over. Tupou will score the try. Another one to Samoa. They really are touching up the Cook Islanders now.
yeah, the only concern there was Lolo after catching the balls, getting a little bit of treatment there on his right ankle. You know, I think he's a massive asset to the Samoan team. Obviously, on the restarts, either for and against, he's been unbelievable underneath that high ball, and to lose a player like that could be detrimental in the long term.
Yeah, they need him on the field, that's for sure. He's still down.
Bit of that magic spray might do the job.
Yeah, they've got the ice out.
Time off.
That magic spray does do wonders, doesn't it, out there on the field when you need a bit of attention on the ankle.
Yeah, it didn't work for my ankle, though.
No, not unfortunately.
Probably needed a dozen cans.
That green whistle probably worked a little bit better for you.
Yeah, that's definitely a positive of that day.
Oh, gee. How is that going, Pat?
Yeah, look,
the rehab?
It's pretty slow at the moment. It's been over 5.5 months now. I'm still not running, but you know, I think we always looked at it to be sort of a 7 or 8 month injury, and I'm looking forward. Look at progress. I'm pretty happy where I am, and I'm happy to take my time as there's no rugby to come back to.
We are at the business end of international rugby season now, and the business end of the Shoot Shield, and there's sevens rugby happening. It's all happening really in the rugby world right now. But not long to go.
Back off green.
That's a good regather at the restart from Cook Islands.
Yeah, it's the first one they've got.
Now a bit of space. Just trying to get the ball through some hands here, the Cook Islands. They'll go wide. That's some great work there from Fletcher, but lost forward.
Advantage. Scrum.
Gee, they finally got their hands on the ball, the Cook Islands, but just basic skills let them down there.
Yeah, the replacement Charles Tortilla has actually brought on a little bit of spark for the boys. I think he's 5'8" for them, to Cook Islands.
Yeah, it seems to be adding a little bit of spark there.
Crouch.
And look at the width that the Samoan side is standing at.
Pause. Engage.
There's a good 30 metres between each of the players out here in the back line. And another big pass. Look at that, and hitting the man on the chest. It's beautiful stuff. And a nice little wraparound. It has the Cook Islands in 6s and 7s, and they'll be running away now through Tulolo. He will put it down just to the left-hand side of the posts. It was a simple little wraparound move, and it worked a treat for them.
Yeah, that really spread the defence. Usually you see, teams spread out like that, hit a centre field and go back to their forwards in the scrum, but no, they pushed it right to the wing and did the wraparound and created that overlap.
It was two very long passes that immediately had the Cook Islands shuffling all the way to the right. But the Samoans, a nice little wraparound.
There's some pictures of club rugby on Lolo's foot. It doesn't look like he's in a good way.
Yeah, it really needs some of that magic spray, mate. And the score is 41 points to 0.
Okay, he's just come off there.
There are other pictures of his foot.
We're good to go. Good to go.
Looks a little bit concerning. Oh, and couldn't quite regather that kick off. So the Cook Islands will have the scrum feed in their own half. What do they do from here? How do they get around this Samoan defence, Pat?
Yeah, look, Samoa have really got it nailed. Depending to where they're 5'8", if he's set there behind the scrum, you can't really go blind because he's got you covered. You're probably going to have to go centre field. The way the Cook Islands are set there, they're quite deep, so hopefully they can run on the ball.
Oh, big scrum from Samoa as well, but they get the penalty, the Cook Islands. And so a bit of direct running here from the Cook Islands. That's Fletcher with the ball in hand. And now they've got a bit of space out here on the right. The big unit, Toa. Need to get it wide. Get outside their men. They're so good at the one-on-one tackle, aren't they, the Samoans?
Lower tackles. Mark. Yep, go. No, they're 10.
Now here comes Nungi. Cook Islanders just searching for the gap. It opened up a little bit there for Fletcher.
Ruck, no hands.
Ruck's been called. And Nungi was caught there.
Release Green, let him go.
Nungi was probably one of the stronger performers there versus Tonga in that first round. You haven't seen much of him in this game too.
And now lots of space for the Samoans. Oh, big bump off there. And Nungi with the intercept. He'll run away. Look at that big loping run.
Is it a penalty?
Puts it down. Well,
we've got a report from the touch judge over here. The flag's in.
So let's have a listen.
Okay. What have you seen?
Green 8.
Yep.
No arms on tackle.
Okay.
With the shoulder.
How bad that was the contact? Did he
Not
make?
very bad.
Okay. I'm happy to go with the try.
Okay.
Do you think it's serious enough to come back for the penalty? Or go with the try? Yeah. Okay, but 8 green. 8 green. Okay. Time back on.
So the referee awards the try. Sanity prevails.
That must be Berryman, number 8. For the Cook Islands going into the contact with no arms.
Yeah, he could be in a little bit of trouble from the referee now. What happens in this situation? Do they go back to a penalty for the kickoff?
No, they would have called the penalty before the try was given and
arms in the
disallowed the try.
It was almost no try.
Almost no try.
Thank you, referees. Just confirmed that I was on the right page there.
Well played. Well played. It's nice to see you know your rules, Paddy. Good, strong take in the air from Samoa.
Leg.
Came off the leg. It's been cleaned up by Samoa. Oh, big leap over there from Yossi. And Yossi will run away, the nuggety winger. Oh, went to throw the pass. But he's put it down, so they hit straight back.
He's a big unit for a winger. And for a sevens player at that.
Look at the size of him. He is a nugget and a half.
He's got calves the size of my quads. He's massive.
But ran away nicely. Did you see him hurdle that ruck? It was nice to watch. He has got a sprinter's body.
Yeah, we'll compare him to Johan Blake, but just with an extra 20 kilos.
Well, Johan Blake's been talking up playing cricket. Reckon he can play rugby as well? Sevens rugby.
I looked at his stats, he's only 73 kilos, so you'd have to look after him.
Wouldn't mind having a man who can run 9.69 though on your team.
No, not at all.
Still there, Mark.
And now the Cook Islands with a chance to attack after the full-time hooter has sounded.
That is a great run by Dexter.
Great run. He got the ball away as well. Maul's up. Oh, the ball was just sitting at the back of the ruck there. No one knew. And Samoa clean up.
Not held.
Not held is the call.
No, 8. No!
Oh, pulled
Last
him in.
week.
And now Samoa have got numbers out here on the left-hand touchline. Shows and goes himself. Alafipo will run it away, and that'll be the punctuation mark on this match for Samoa v the Cook Islands. Samoa through to the final. It'll be 55-0, 57 if the conversion is made, which it is. 57-0 to Samoa over the Cook Islands. Convincing is the word that comes to mind, Pat McCutcheon.
Especially in a semi-final. You know, semi-final, you're going up to the pointy end of the day, and look, I think you know, the competition needs to be a little bit better than that looking in the semi-final. But yeah, as you're saying, convincing, and I suppose it's up to, in game 2 we've got Australia versus Tonga, so either one of those after a game under their belt, they've got a tough competition in the final.
Yeah, Samoa already through to the Rugby World Cup in 2013 in Moscow. So,
Righto, we'll just shoot down to Tony Lewis now. He's got the captain of the Samoa team.
Thanks, boys. I'm here with Afa, the captain of the victorious Samoan team and defending Oceania champions. Afa, a couple of big wins so far today. Your boys look sharp. You expect that to continue into the final, mate?
Well, it depends on how we're rebuilding from the previous games. Yeah, a lot of new boys in the team, they put their hands up and they step up, and yeah, they wanted to win the game.
Very impressed with the ball skills of your boys. A lot of terrific looking passes, and they were all sticking. Defence was solid also, mate.
Yeah, we're preparing for this, and you know, learning a lot of skills from the boys, and you know, and then teaching how they, you know, skills and the basic stuff about rugby, and yeah, they love playing rugby and enjoying playing rugby as well.
Good on you, Afa. Thanks for your time, mate. Good luck in the final.
Thanks.
thanks very much, Tony Lewis with AFA.